All right, guys. So today we have an awesome strength workout. Whether you have dumbbells at home or you use water bottles, you can also do this with a band. All right. Either way, it is a strength workout. We're going to build that strength. We're working for a long period of time, 75 seconds on, 15 seconds off, which means that you can have one of two tempos. You can work nice and slow, enjoy the burn through every repetition, or you can work at a faster tempo, pushing for 15 to 20 reps to get that heart rate up nice and high. You're also going to need a step, all right, because we're going to be doing some step ups for those legs and buns. All right, guys, let's get ready to get warm and crush that workout. So our first movement, we are standing in a straddle, toes pointed straight ahead. We're going to bend that leg, knee in line with those toes and hip. Touch that toe with that opposite hand, and you're going to reach up, opposite arm, rotating to the side. So down, touch those toes, pivot, and reach that arm up and across. Beautiful, Stacy, I like it. So reaching for that toe. Those toes may want to point out. I'm going to try to, I want you to really focus on trying to keep the toes, that second toe pointed straight ahead, keeping everything in a nice straight line. Big reach up and across. Perfect. All right, we're going to lie on our back. We're going to bring our one leg bent at a 90-degree angle. Hold on to it with the opposite arm and the back of the leg. And then you're going to kick that leg up over your opposite shoulder. Good, Stacy. So you're going to feel this down the outside back of that hamstring. Big kick. So kick it up and then bend that leg. Kick it up. That belly button's going to stay pulled back down towards the floor. Big kick. You're going to feel this squeezing that thigh, the front of that thigh, as well as stretching down the back of that leg. Good. And we're going to switch sides. Bend the leg, opposite leg, holding with that opposite hand. Big kick. Try to keep that foot nice and relaxed as you kick up over that opposite shoulder. Nice big squeeze as you try to straighten that leg. Good. Beautiful, Stacy. I like it. We're going to try to keep those hips, both hips on the floor. Perfect. Feel the stretch down the outside, back of that thigh. Feel the front of that thigh starting to get warm. And with every kick, you might notice that that back of that leg feels less and less tight. Beautiful. We're rolling over to that belly. All right. We're going to squeeze that leg nice and straight, one leg at a time. We're going to squeeze our right leg up and out to the side. So almost drawing a diagonal line with our heel. I'm going to turn like away from the camera so you can watch my leg up and out to the side. Big squeeze, locking that leg so you're really feeling this in those glutes. This is improving the brain connection to those buns. All right, it's teaching those glutes to work as we lift and extend those hips, extend those legs, keep that belly button pulled in. Stacy, your back position looks absolutely perfect. We're going to switch sides. So the goal of these last two exercises is to turn down the hamstrings and turn up the glute work. All right, the hamstrings and glutes in some ways do the exact same thing in hip extension. And what we really want is for our glutes to work the hardest. They're the biggest muscle in our body. They support our back, right? They support our hips. And who doesn't want a fabulous booty, right? So big squeeze up and out to the side. Push up as if you're pushing against anything and everything with all you've got. Awesome. We're going to roll onto our back, put our feet on the floor. Our hands are coming up right in front of us. We're going to lift those hips up into a glute bridge, and then we're going to rotate those hands like a hand on a clock to 11 o'clock, back to the middle, to 1 o'clock. And then we go back down from that glute bridge. So every time those hips come up, We're squeezing the buns. Stacy, that looks absolutely perfect. That belly button stays pulled in to support that back. And as you tip those hands and bring that one shoulder off the floor, you're squeezing those knees in line with those toes. You're gonna feel this on the outside of that butt, which is just fabulous. Good. Now we're coming up, standing on one foot, locking the leg, squeezing the buns. You're gonna take that foot that's off the floor and you're gonna squeeze and point it out to the side. So into the middle, squeeze out to the side. And you should feel this in those glutes, which we've turned on, right? And you're gonna squeeze those cheeks together the entire time, working on that balance, working on that posture, belly button in, chest tall, glutes tight. This posture is where you should be all the time, all day. Belly button in, chest tall, because you're proud and you're beautiful. Switching legs, left foot on the floor, tap it, that foot out to the side, big squeeze on those buns. Good. If you can think about that belly button in all the time, it's really going to strengthen that core, strengthen that posture, and give you the tummy of your dreams. Right? Work those abs all day long. Beautiful. 20 seconds. Nice, slow, controlled taps. Do not stop squeezing those buns. Yes. Working that balance. We don't have too much of that today. No, we have a little bit. 3 seconds. Big squeeze. Perfect. Now we're going to go to those 2-foot hops. So small bend in those knees. You're going to hop forward, land on those heels, and gently roll towards those toes. So you're kind of squeezing those toes up towards the ceiling. Belly button stays tight, and you're going to try to land as quietly as possible, right? Those toes are pointed straight ahead, and we're going to try to keep the toes, the knees, all right in line with those hips, all right? 10 seconds. Don't let those feet go wide. Don't let those toes point out to the side. Beautiful. Feel it in those buns. Perfect. All right, we're bending at the waist, walking out with those hands. We have a push-up. So just bending those elbows, dropping that chest towards the floor, pushing back up, walking back in, up and squeeze, down. If you need to, you drop to those knees for that push-up, right? The most important part is getting that full range of motion in that push-up position. That belly button stays pulled in. Nose is pointed straight towards the ground. Beautiful. I like it. And remember, elbows are kind of squeezing into those sides. I don't want to see those elbows flaying out to the side. All right, so like I said earlier, today we are 45 seconds on and 10 seconds or 15 seconds on, off. 75 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Our first exercise, we're stepping out to the side, bending that leg, coming up. If you want, you can balance and going into a front raise. So bringing those hands up right in front of you, palms towards the floor. All right, so stepping out to the side, bending that knee to 90 degrees, up, balance, hands come up in front of you. All right, now if you have a band, you can do the same thing, right? You just might want to stay on one side doing that lateral lunge, right? So the foot that stays stationary, the one that stays straight, the band is going to be underneath that. All right, we're doing 4 rounds. So you'll be fine switching halfway through, right? Or you can alternate back and forth. All right, so I'm going to start our next timer for the workout. All right, here we go. So we're starting with that lateral lunge front raise. All right, I'm using those weights, so I'm going to alternate out to the side, up, locking in on those glutes, bringing that weight up in front. All right, and actually, because of the camera, I'm probably just going to stay on the same side as well. Okay. Good. Now, as you step out, those toes are pointed straight ahead, right? You bend that knee in line with the toes, in line with that hip. Good. And when you bring those arms up, you're stopping those arms, even with those shoulders. Good. If you want to add that balance, go for it. It forces those glutes to work a little extra because you're locking that leg, working that balance. Belly button stays in. Exhale. The hardest part is actually going to be bringing those arms up, right? Good. 4 seconds, enough time to do one more repetition. Perfect. Our next exercise is for our chest. We're lying down on our back. Our hands are extended out in front of us, so our chest is engaged the entire time. Then you're dropping one arm at a time. All right, so drop it down so that elbow touches the floor. Push back up to squeeze that chest. Kind of like you're punching those hands. If you have that band, the band goes behind your back, all right? And you're doing the same thing, engaging that chest to hold that band out in front of you, holding that full tension. All right? So that chest is staying engaged the entire time. You can always choke up on the band if you really want to challenge yourself and you don't have heavier bands to work with. All right? Like I said, everything is modifiable. You can do it with bands or weights, whatever you have at home. That belly button stays pulled in, still supporting that back. Squeezing that chest, which mine is nice and sore from my workout yesterday, which I didn't notice until right now. Don't forget to breathe. We've got 10 seconds. Big punches. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to that step up. You're holding those weights in your hands. I'm going to show you from the side. Okay, you're going to put your whole foot on the step. You're going to shift your weight forward so the knee goes over those toes. You're going to drive down through that heel to step up and bring your whole body over that step. Nice big push through the step, up, big squeeze on those glutes. Now, if you have a book bag, like if you don't have weights, this isn't as easy to do with a band unless you can tie it to something behind you to give you that resistance. So instead, you can simply fill up a book bag full of water bottles, sling it on your back, and use that, all right? But if you really focus, driving down through that foot, pushing through the knee up, big squeeze on those buns, work that balance, all right? Shift that weight, up and squeeze. Good, Stacy, that looks great. Our chest is tall, our belly button is pulled in, and by working that balance every time on that up, you help engage those glutes, those hips. Nice job. All right, we're going to our back exercise. We're bent over, we're pulling those elbows up towards the ceiling, and then we're dropping one weight at a time. All right, when we bend over, that chest stays tall and our shoulder blades stay squeezed together. If you have a band, the band goes underneath those feet, bend over, big squeeze on that band, and again, you're just dropping one hand at a time. So this is very similar to that alternating chest press, right? But instead, we're engaging those muscles in the back as we pull rather than push, okay? So you're squeezing those back muscles the entire time. That belly button stays in, pulled away from that waistband. Nose is pointed right towards the floor. And I want you to feel like you're extending the crown of your head up away from your body. Always good posture, always good form. Exhale as you squeeze those elbows up towards the ceiling. Because they're staying up there so long, you're working them, you're engaging them the entire time. Big squeeze. Good. So we're up, elbows towards the ceiling, and then we just drop one arm at a time. Beautiful. Get ready for that left leg step up, right? So this time, same thing we already did on the right side, making sure those toes, that second toe is pointed straight ahead away from you. Shift that weight, drive that foot through the step to power yourself to the top. Big squeeze. It is very easy in a step up to lose control on the down. Don't let your bodies flop down. It's a nice controlled down. Knee over those toes, nice and slow. The slower, if you have light weight, the slower down you go, the more control you have, the harder that movement's gonna be, the more you're gonna feel it in those glutes and in that quad. Nice slow down. Force those muscles to work. Force them to have good control. Exhale and drive it up. Good. Stacy, that looks great. Beautiful form. And in terms of how high you should be stepping, when you step up, that leg should be at 90 degrees, right? It should be no higher than 90 degrees. That can be really hard on other soft tissues in that leg. All right, so this is our recovery round, and it is a core movement. So we're gonna be down on all fours, hands right underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, toes are flipped over, all right? If you have a tennis ball, that tennis ball can go right into the lower part of your back. You're gonna lift one arm at a time, so your thumb points up towards the ceiling, all right? It's kind of coming off your body, almost like you're reaching your fingers towards your toes, right? And then that thumb, whoop, goes up towards the ceiling. So you're rotating the hand away from you. You're always pulling that belly button in. The back is gonna have a little arch to it. I want the back position to have that small arch that you normally have when you're standing. In order to maintain that balance, you see I'm dropping my ball today. In order to maintain that balance, you have to drive through the hand that stays on the floor, and you have to push back through those toes to engage those glutes. Stacy, that looks beautiful. Absolutely perfect. You're gonna squeeze that back. Give it everything you've got as you squeeze that thumb up towards the ceiling. If you're really pushing through the floor and having good controlled movements, this is a very difficult recovery exercise, right? All right, perfect. We're back to the beginning. Those are our 6 different strength moves, right? So pick up those weights or those, or your band. We're getting ready for that lateral lunge, out to the side, back to the middle, front raise, right? It takes a lot of balance, a lot of glute squeezing as you lift those hands up towards the ceiling, palms towards the floor. Lock it in, squeeze the glutes, chest stays tall, work those shoulders. This is a shoulder movement, right? This is actually your shoulder exercise for the day. So the shoulders are what we're focused on challenging, but rather than standing around and just doing a front raise and only working those shoulder muscles, you might as well add in these extra movements to help burn more calories, right? Work the balance and work the buns. I'm all about the buns, if you haven't figured it out. Woo. Total body, of course, but buns are great too. Just happens to be my favorite, that's all. Beautiful, guys. And just so you know, my buns are on fire and it's fabulous. I hope yours are too. All right, we're lying on the floor and we're getting ready for that floor press, right? But remember, we're punching those hands up to the ceiling so that that chest is engaged for a full 75 seconds. Down, nice and slow, and then punch up. In this exercise, the most crucial movement that you really want to focus on being nice and slow is that down. Showing good control on the down. Exhaling and breathing on the up. The more control you have on the down, the more you're going to damage that muscle, which means our body has to repair that damage and rebuild. Good, big squeeze, keeping that chest engaged at all times. The belly button stays pulled in. Alternating back and forth between your arms. Exhaling as you push up. Looks beautiful, I love it. We still have 12 seconds to go. And my chest is working. I love it. Means I know that I'm getting everything I can out of my workout. Beautiful job, guys. Get that step ready. We're going into that right leg step up. Get those weights ready. Remember, second toe is pointed straight ahead. Shift that weight over that leg. Push through that heel. Good control down. Our chest stays up nice and tall. Every time we step up, we're squeezing those butt cheeks and then a nice slow control down. So I lifted really heavy yesterday. So today, I am a nice lightweight, focusing on good controlled movements. That helps my muscles recover, but still get a workout in. Try really hard to shift the weight forward and not push off that bottom leg. You shouldn't be feeling this in that left calf. You should be feeling this all through that right leg. The front of your thigh, the back of your thigh, and as always, those buns, right? Good controlled movements. I love it. We've got 6 seconds. Make that right leg work. Beautiful. All right. Getting ready for that alternating row. We did our chest. Now we got to do our back, right? So we're bending over at the waist. Tall chest, sticking that butt back, keeping the back nice and flat. All right, we pull both of those weights or that band up towards our body. And then we're only dropping one arm at a time. So that back is engaged the entire 75 seconds, just like that chest, right? Belly button stays in. I don't want you to feel any pinching or pulling in that lower back. If you have a band and you feel that that position's really hard to hold, you can hold that band with your feet, right? Pull those elbows back and just do this in that sitting position. But now you have the band still working, right? We're still engaging that back the entire time. Both elbows pulled back, and then a good control release on one side at a time, all right? Lots of options. The key is good form, no pinching or pulling. Pain, that does not mean that those muscles aren't going to be burning, right? 5 seconds. Perfect. Nice job, guys. We're going to that left leg step up. This workout's flying by. I hope your body's feeling it. Get yourself ready. Second toe pointed straight ahead. Lean forward, drive through. When you're up, big squeeze on those glutes. Nice control down. Stacy, I am absolutely adoring your down today. It's beautiful. Yes, great control. With that lighter weight, you control the down. I'm telling you, I'm controlling mine and I can feel it in that thigh, in those glutes, up and big squeeze on those buns as you hit that upward position. Now you don't have to balance, right? But since we're going for so long today, likely you're using lighter weights, right? Down, great job. Really focusing on good knee position. Awesome, and squeezing those butt cheeks together. Squeeze them. Nice control down. Great form, guys. Keep it up. We've got 10 seconds. That's only a couple repetitions because we are controlling every movement. Beautiful. All right, recovery. We've got that quadruped cobra. All right. Focusing on a back position that is completely neutral. If you have that tennis ball, you see for me, I can have troublesome hips. So these exercises for me have been pivotal so that I don't have sciatic pain. I don't have back pain. My belly button stays in to support that back. Staying nice and steady. All that tennis ball does is force your body to not move because you don't want to drop the ball. Good. Nose is pointed right towards the floor. We're extending the crown of our head towards the wall away from us. Drive that hand through the floor as we rotate that thumb up towards the ceiling. Kind of reach for that heel on the same side. Don't let that belly button go. Whoop. See, and there I go with my ball again. My right hip likes to drop down. So for me, that ball has been really good because it's easy to just go through the motions, but the ball forces me to keep good hip position. All right, it's my martini glass on my back. All right, we're back to the beginning. Lateral lunge, front raise. This means we are halfway through our workout. So you have 2 more rounds to force those muscles to work and get everything out of that workout you can. Lateral lunge, big step out to the side. Everything in good alignment. Lock in those glutes. Squeeze those hands towards the ceiling. Trying to bend that knee to 90 degrees while keeping those toes pointed straight ahead. Whoop. Drive through that heel to push off the floor. Oh, my shoulders are feeling it this round. Since I'm keeping my weights light for my legs, that means that my shoulders are working really hard, all right? The shoulder exercise, lock it in, keeping that belly button pulled in, butt tight, focusing on that good form. 10 seconds, total body movement. Beautiful. Woo! Perfect. You got 15 seconds. Get a quick drink, and then we're hitting the floor for that alternating floor press. All right. Punching those hands up towards the ceiling, engaging that chest, and drop one elbow at a time. Good control down. Exhale and squeeze that weight up. Punching those hands towards the ceiling. Now that doesn't mean that the shoulders come off the floor, right? It just means that we're really kind of squeezing that upper arm towards our chest. So if you have those dumbbells or that band, Those hands are going to come closer together as you squeeze that chest and squeeze that weight up. This should be really challenging for that chest as it engages the entire time. We've got 20 seconds. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale on the down. Exhale on the up. Beautiful, guys. I love it. 5 seconds. Keep working. Keep squeezing. Give it your all. Beautiful. I love it. Get ready for those legs. It lets you lay down on the floor. Now we got to get back up. Crush those booties. Crush those legs. Chest is up tall. Right leg up. Drive through that foot. Stand up and squeeze the glutes. And then a nice control down. Forcing those thighs, those quads, those glutes to work and control that movement. Trying to keep that knee over those toes, which can be very challenging if your toes are pointed straight ahead. That is completely normal. Do the best you can to squeeze it out over those toes, keeping as good alignment as possible. Big press, drive it up. I love it. Good control down. Beautiful. Not working that left thick calf muscle because we're not pushing off the floor. Whoop. Sometimes it's important to have those balance checks, right? Forces you to rethink and focus on your body. We've got 6 seconds to make it work, make it count, and control. I love it. Beautiful. Working that back. Going to those alternating rows, right? You put your weights down between exercises. Make sure you bend those knees to pick them back up. Bend at the waist. Stick that booty out. And squeeze those elbows up towards the ceiling. Drop one hand down to the floor at a time. Make those back muscles work. Get them on fire. Think about how good you're going to feel after this workout is complete, knowing you gave it everything you could. So it's up to you to squeeze and pull. Drive those elbows towards the ceiling. Love the burn in your muscles. Love that that's your body changing and working. Calories burning. Getting you one step closer to your fitness goals. Squeeze. My back is on fire. We've got 15 seconds. Don't stop. Check your form. Belly button in. Nice tall chest. 3 seconds. Woo. Oh my goodness. Awesome job, guys. Left leg step ups. All right. Get yourself ready. Roll those shoulders back. Extend the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Drive it up. Hold and squeeze that booty. Beautiful. Control down. That is awesome, Stacy. Squeeze those cheeks together at that top. Holding that position is absolutely perfect. Good. And down, control. Now, this nice slow tempo is really forcing those muscles to engage and work, right? And we're still building muscle. Just because it's slow doesn't mean that you're not working. It's not always about how high of a repetition you can get. Unless you really want to make today a cardio workout, then you can, modify a little bit, increase that tempo. Not advisable if you have heavy weights, right? Whoop. Really Focus on squeezing. 5 seconds. Up, hold, then a nice slow down. Perfect. Last exercise of this round. We've got that quadruped cobra, right? Get yourself ready. Make sure those toes are flipped over, because again, allowing those toes to flip over allows you to push back through your toes to maintain good stability and engage those glutes, right? Force that belly button to stay in so that we're not arching our back as we're lifting that hand. Thumb up towards the ceiling, squeezing the lower back. So you should be feeling this a lot in that lower back, like below the shoulder blades is what I should say. Right? Not necessarily in your low back where the ball is. We're keeping that belly button in. You're going to feel it in your chest because we're driving those hands through the floor so that we're nice and stable. And I was just going to say, don't drop your ball as my ball shifted. But that forced me up, and there it goes. But it forced me to re-engage. So I was able to save it, but then that's why I love the tennis ball on my back. All right, guys, we have one last round. Right, get a drink, get ready. Lateral lunge, front raise. Finishing strong. Stepping out to the side, really focusing on squeezing. Even with lighter weights, my muscles are getting tired. So that makes it all the more important to focus on your form, have high quality, good movements, lock it in on those glutes as you stand on that single leg. And balance, you see my balance is all wonky. Right? Beautiful, guys. Make sure that as you lift that band or those weights up, that those shoulders stay out of those ears. We're not swinging. And standing on one leg certainly helps that, right? Makes it real hard to swing as I lose my balance if you have to stand on one leg, right? Lock it in, up and squeeze. 5 seconds, enough time for one more repetition. Beautiful. Whew. My glutes, right? I like it. I see some smiles. It's good. It's good, right? We're down onto the floor for that floor press. My chest is like, no. I'm like, yes. Make it work, guys. Right? When your body tells you no because it's burning, that's not a bad thing. When your body tells you no with a pinch or a pull, it's you listen. But we can push through the burn because we know this is our last round. So make it burn even more. We're not coming back to these. We're finishing our week strong, pumping some iron, forcing our body to work, releasing the stress, breathing, focusing on high quality movements with a big squeeze. We only have 20 seconds left. Force the body to work. Force that squeeze. We're almost there. I love it. Ooh, I'm feeling tired. It's gonna make the rest of my day feel awesome. Woo. Great. Beautiful work, guys. Beautiful. We're going to that right leg step up. Bending down. Even my quads are tired, which is just fabulous. Chest up tall. Drive through that heel. Remember, those toes are as straight ahead as we can get them with no knee pain. We're squeezing that knee over those toes. Nice controlled down. Like I said, my glutes are sore and tired already, right? And I'm only holding 10-pound weights today. So whether you are body weight, it's up to you to squeeze, up to you to control that body. Beautiful, Stacy, I love it. Perfect, good work. Nice stable knees, good control down. Think about how good this exercise is for our day-to-day movement. All right, in day-to-day function, we're under 10 seconds. Big squeeze. Good control down, enough time for one more rep. Let's hold and squeeze. Nice job. Back exercises with that alternating row. We've got 3 exercises left, guys. 3 exercises, just a couple more minutes of hard work. Chest up tall, bend at the waist, stick that butt out, squeeze those elbows up towards the ceiling, and then drop one arm at a time. Pull that belly button in, away from that waistband, towards your spine. It's not necessarily a brace, like somebody's gonna punch you in the abs. It's just, I like to say it's like the Pillsbury Doughboy. It's like a little whoo-hoo, right in, just pulling the belly button in. You should be able to breathe through it. All you're doing is squeezing the muscles, that belly button in to support that back, working that good posture. Crown of our head is pushing away for us. Nose is to the floor as we tuck that chin in, working that back. 20 seconds, and whoo boy, do I feel it. Right? Make it count. Love that burn. Feel it in the shoulders and between those shoulder blades, even in the back of your neck. If you have good neck position. Nice job. Left leg step ups. Almost to that finish, right? Almost there. Roll those shoulder blades back, chest up tall. Foot up on that step. Driving down, up and squeeze. Great control down. Not pushing off that right calf, right? Perfect tempo. It's beautiful. We're almost there. So really squeeze those glutes together. Squeeze those butt cheeks. Even your cheeks, your face cheeks, because you can smile. We are almost there, right? We're feeling good. We're feeling strong. We're feeling beautiful because you're working towards your goals. We're feeling healthy. We only have 30 seconds left. Drive it up. Squeeze. Belly button in. I love it, guys. 15 seconds. Making it count. Probably enough time for like 3 repetitions. Beautiful. 4. Squeeze. Nice job. All right. Core exercise coming up. Pretend you have that martini glass. Since it's the morning, you could pretend it's a mimosa. Just don't drink it because it's full of calories. Put it on your back. As I shift and lose my ball, you're squeezing that thumb up towards the ceiling. Those fingers are going towards the heel as I'm losing my ball today. There we go. Belly button in. Breathe as you squeeze. As I'm all wonky over here, here we go. It's the only downfall of the ball in a time session. If you lose it, really focusing on good form, driving through those toes, driving through those hands. 20 seconds left. Stacy, your position looks absolutely fabulous. Beautiful stability. Belly button pulled in. We're almost there. 8 seconds. Beautiful work, guys. Get a quick drink and we are at our cool down and stretch. We're feeling good. This is the best part. We get to stretch it out, right? We're gonna go right onto those knees, still tucking those toes. We're gonna reach those hands overhead, reach as far away away from us as we can, and allowing those hips to drop back towards those legs. Focusing on pushing the shoulders towards the floor as you reach those hands away. Should feel a nice big stretch through that back, down through the sides of those armpits. If you want to feel a deeper stretch, you can rotate those thumbs towards the ceiling, bring the palms of those hands together, and still reach away and push those shoulders towards the floor. Beautiful. Now we're going to stay in that same position, but we're going to reach our hands out wide, almost like double shoulder width, like a straddle with those hands. Those elbows are going to bend towards the floor. You're just pushing that chest towards the floor. So you should feel a nice big stretch through that chest. Nice work. Pushing your belly's allowed to lay down on those legs. The forehead pushes towards the floor. Nice big stretch through the chest and through that lower back. Beautiful. We can come up to those knees. Whew. Stepping one leg in front. Those back toes can pull under. And then we're just going to tuck those hips. Get a nice big stretch through the front of the hip, down through the thigh. If you want to feel a deeper stretch, you can reach that hand towards the ceiling, right? That's on the same side as the leg that's back. But the key here is you have to keep those hips tucked under. Like a puppy tucks its tail, tuck your tail under. That's going to stretch those hip flexors. They get really tight because we sit a lot at work and whatnot. We're always working those muscles. We're sitting, right? So they tend to get really short and tight. But if you can't keep those hips tucked under, don't worry about reaching towards the ceiling. All right, good. We're gonna switch sides. Rotate so you can see me. Nice big squeeze. I didn't realize that my quads were sore as well, but sometimes it just takes stretching and you're like, oh, that muscle's tight too. Good. Squeeze the butt under. Belly button stays in. Again, reinforcing good posture all times. We don't want to get like a noodle and lean forward. Yes, that stretches, but we're not noodles. We're strong, powerful people, right? So we're not floppy noodles. We're uncooked noodles, right? Sturdy and strong. Guess that's a bad comparison because if you bend them, they break. But whatever. You know what I'm saying. Reach towards the ceiling, big stretch through that hip. Beautiful. Nice job. And since we have a step, we're going to use that step to stretch the middle of our legs. We're going to put one leg up on that step. The toes are pointed on both feet straight ahead. You're going to bring that arm out in front. And then you're going to tuck those hips under. So you should feel a big stretch right through the inside of that thigh. All right, again, tucking the hips, squeeze that belly. And you're kind of like squeezing the hips forward and pushing into that arm, right? Getting a nice big stretch through the inside of that leg. Good. Beautiful. All right, and then you can switch sides. So if you're somebody whose knee likes to go in, this muscle can get really tight. So toes pointed straight ahead. Like for me, I don't feel it on my left side, but my right knee likes to go in. I can have a hard time, right? Even trainers, we reinforce good form and we have good form and you're aware of your body, but my right knee likes to go in and it takes me conscious effort to keep it out over my toes and strengthen the muscles and stretch the muscles that are tight that want to pull it in. So if you're having a hard time with that, let me know. I'm always happy to help. Beautiful. We're going to go back down and we're still going to use that step actually. We're going to lie on the floor and we're going to put one foot up on that step. We're going to cross the other leg over. So we make a figure 4 with our legs and you're going to push that knee either away from you with the same hand, or you can pull the knee towards your opposite shoulder with the opposite hand. This is a weird muscle. You may feel a stretch either way, but what's more important is that you feel a stretch, right? So you do what you need to, what feels best for your body. Either push that knee away or pull it towards that opposite shoulder. Good, and then switch sides. And for me, on my right leg, for me, I feel it more if I push away, but I actually don't even feel it in my left side. I always feel it on my right though. Good. Squeeze those hips towards the floor. Push or pull, whatever you need to do until you no longer feel that discomfort, that stretch, and you get a nice release. Beautiful, beautiful work today, guys. On these days where we do strength, it is so important that you get lots of water and lots of protein, all right? Healthy, lean protein sources, so you fuel your recovery, build that muscle, right? As always, healthy fruits and vegetables, leaf